Here's the road going to my house, and there's my bridge. It's a little bit under. That dumpster right there, I usually have to toss trash up and over into it. Yeah, I'm here for a while. There's the other driveway. The sign out there in the middle of the water, it's about as tall as I am. We saw the water go down a little bit because you could see the phone number and the website for waste management. But today it's back up over both of those. So it's coming up instead of down. Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh Weekly. As always, I'm Robo, and I know last week I said I'm not going to be here next week, going to Denver Comic-Con. But as you can see, circumstances have worked against me this week. Now I'm a little bit more fortunate than others. I'm able to hike out north through fields and through fences and such and hit a road. I still got to drive through some water, but I can at least get to civilization. So I'm luckier than some. I'm thankful for that. But man, missing Denver Comic-Con? I love that show. But flip side of the coin, I get to talk about toys. Like something that has started the weekly for the past few episodes at least, the Super7 Masters of the Universe Snake Mountain. Today is the last day to get your order in, and if you've been waiting for it to fund, they've had the little thermometer scale thing, you're in luck because it is fully funded now. So it's definitely happening. If you pre-ordered it, if you're thinking about pre-ordering it and wondering if you're gonna get it, you're gonna get it. So go get your big old chunk of plastic 80s nostalgia. Not to rest on their laurels though, Super7 has announced that next week pre-orders for Toxie from Toxic Avenger, or Toxic Crusaders, and Voltron will be going up next week. If the placards from Toy Fair are any indication, they'll be about $35 a piece and they'll ship in September. But speaking of Voltron, I was wandering the internet, as I tend to do during the week, and I ran across this. I have to read it. The Soul of Chogokin GX-88 Armored Fleet Die Rager. If I say Die Rager, it'll be Die Rager. If I say Die Rager, it'll be Die Rager. Either way, 15. Or as my brother and I used to call it when we were kids, it's Vehicle Voltron. Never saw an episode of this version back in the day. Still haven't. But for some reason when I was a kid, I remember having a toy of some kind. Each part was like a rubber, almost eraser type material that just plugged together, no articulation, it just, and then you had it. I remember that. I don't remember where it went. Either way, for that simple fact alone, this is, I hate saying nostalgic because I had one toy when I was a kid, but for some reason this makes me think of when I was way, way younger, which I guess is the definition of nostalgia. Now the full figure is formed by 15 vehicles, and oh man, I don't think they could have went more 80s with the designs here. The color palette, the aesthetics, it's just, oh, is that the family truckster? Just beautiful paint apps here, and to top it off, to just put a little bit of on it, the chromes are actually chrome, and that goes for the weapons for the robot too. Size-wise, Voltron is almost 12 inches tall. That's one heck of a figure, and it's fully articulated. Even though all these pieces come together, yeah, that's damn impressive. Of course, it better be impressive for $350. As I always say, for that amount of money, this toy better get up and play with me. Still though, it looks damn amazing. I look at it and I think, $350, huh? And that's set to release in October. Maybe I'll get funds by October. Let's dive even further into things I have no clue about. Again, I was just scrolling through Ami, I believe it was, and ran across this. The CCP Monster Hunter Giga Sofuvi Series 01 Leo Shan Lung. It just looks like a big piece of excellent dragon, and I say piece because I don't think there's a lot of articulation here, which I know is usually the standard for figures like this. Maybe shoulders, maybe hip, maybe head somewhere, but what it lacks in articulation, it makes up for in detail, paint apps, and just overall attitude. It looks kind of like a 90s dark and dirty, gritty Michael Bay version of Masters of the Universe Granomir.
I hold all the answers you seek.
It stands about 13 3/4 inches tall, and much like Voltron, you're paying for this extra detail here. This will run you about $215. I'm just hitting you with the big dogs today. Here, you got money? You got money to spare? You got more money? Here, just throw it out here. And that releases in December. Now say you just have a pretty vanilla display and you have all your figures lined up and you need a horse for one of those figures just to stand there, not to move around. I found this on AmiAmi also. The JXK Studio 112th Hanoverian Warm Blood Horse A. It's resin, it has real hair on it. I feel like in 1/12 scale, this is about as close as you're gonna get to a lifelike horse. Now, like I said, it's not articulated, but in your display, it would be good for, you know, sitting upon your noble steed, looking upon all your lands. $100, and that comes out in September. As you can see, for some reason this week, I've been stuck in the house, so I've been scrolling the overseas retail sites. Here's the Hang Toys 1/12 scale female basic body A, white. Now the figure doesn't come with a head, it's just a basic body, and the size is up to the top of the neck, so I'm kind of doing some guesstimates here. At 4.9 inches to the top of the neck, it's about the size of the Marvel Legends Lara X-23 or the new Star Wars Black Series Padme. In fact, the hips, the torso section, the waist section looks a lot like that Padme figure. Hand parts times 6, foot parts times 4. There's extra feet with it. Some of these pictures have a head on it, but it doesn't come with the head, like I said. I totally meant to rhyme that on purpose. The torso seems to be a soft overlay, getting out of the way for full-on splits. But looking at the wrists, oh, they're kind of teeny tiny. I'd kind of worry about breaking those. On the other hand, double elbows, bicep swivel, that has my attention. And for about $17 before shipping, I can afford to take the risk of ordering 1 or 5, somewhere in there. On top of that, you don't have to wait very long because it comes out in July. Okay, how do you take an already creepy-ass Pennywise figure and make it even creepier? NECA was up to the challenge and revealed their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive It 2017 etched Pennywise. Now I know it's the same figure, just in grayscale, but there is something just unnerving about it. They're definitely getting their mileage out of this mold though, but you know what? It works. Boo! Comes with 2 heads, comes with 2 balloons, 1 grayscale, and I'll admit, the black and white sicko demon clown holding the red balloon, just a stark contrast, totally works. I'm gonna need this for my display. That'll be $30. But NECA didn't stop there. They continued to go, and they're still going, just like 10 minutes ago. After Pennywise, they announced the San Diego exclusive Terminator 2 Judgment Day Ultimate John Connor with dirt bike. I'm surprised I remembered all that. I don't buy the Terminator figures. I haven't kept track of them. But to me, it's like, ooh, that's a cool dirt bike. John comes with 25 points of articulation, 2 interchangeable heads, a removable backpack, hacking device, and endoskeleton arm. And that will run you $50. But they didn't stop there. It's something we've been seeing for a little while, and we were kind of in doubt that they would ever get out, even though they reassure, yes, it will come some point. Just today, just like 10 minutes ago, I've barely looked at the pictures yet, but they also announced their San Diego exclusive DC Dark Horse Superman vs. Aliens 2-pack. When did they first announce this? Was it 2017? Something like that? I don't know how they're getting it out. Don't care. Probably because it's exclusive. But man, this Superman looks good. In fact, let me look at it again. He's big, he's bulky. You can see all the musculature. It looks like a body paint. But at the same time, I really don't have a good Superman figure on the shelf. For Superman, it comes with a normal head, it comes with a gritting head, it comes with an I-beam shooting head, it comes with longer I-beams, it comes with alternate flying hands. And then for the Alien, again, I don't buy a lot of Alien, but it looks like just a reuse of the mold we've already seen. But that's okay, the set looks fantastic. I'm gonna, well, let's talk about that for a second, how to actually get this set. You're gonna have to do some fighting here. If you're not attending San Diego Comic-Con, you will have the chance to pre-order this online next week, June 5th, 6th, and 7th at, it's gonna be noon Central Time to about noon 01, noon and 30 seconds, somewhere in there. I'm saying it's gonna be a mad dash. You gotta get on there, get what you want, and probably prioritize your wants there and get it first and then come back and try for the other one. But if it's anything like last year, it's like, shit, I'm done. Well, nope. I will be going to San Diego Comic-Con, but even going doesn't ensure you're gonna get a set like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles set. Ooh, you remember this guy from last week? You wanna talk about him some more? No new pictures, but As I was scouring over and talking to people online and reading comments and such, a couple of more things popped up that I didn't notice last week. First off, the chest box, the belt boxes, they seem to be translucent buttons. But as I was looking at this picture and kind of just gazing lovingly at the different colors, I noticed that the ab piece seems to be backwards, or it's just completely wrong. Hopefully that's just turned around and they'll fix it when it comes out of the factory, or we'll see more promotional shots or something. Or if it comes out like this, we can just turn it around, be done. And then, as several people have pointed out, the cape is short, and the more I look at it, the more it looks weird and wrong. But I don't feel like this is one of the things that they're going to fix before actual release. I guess I'm going to have to get on eBay and get some more of them Walgreens Black Series Vader figures. You know, why'd I say it like that? More of them good Vader capes. But to make this an actual news item with new information and not just an excuse for me to talk about some Star Wars, the pre-order date for this and the Stormtrooper is June 3rd. But the line forms this way behind Uncle Robo, because he needs new Star Wars figures. Oh, more Star Wars? Gladly, baby! How about the Bandai Spirits Star Wars model kit R4M9? Is that right? Another Imperial Astromech. And I'm okay with that, but we need some Rebel ones. My Empire shelf's getting a little bit full. But this is kind of crazy because in a Playday a couple of weeks ago, I looked at a mouse droid that came from the 3 3/4 inch R4M9, and in my head, if I'm not out loud, I thought, I'd like that on my 6-inch shelf. Ba-bam! Fine combing the two pictures that we actually have. This hasn't been officially solicited yet, so I'm sure once they actually put it up on the model kit site, we'll get more pictures. But just looking at these two, the green stripes that run oddly through the body, they don't look painted, because usually on the model kits, if there's a paint job on it, it is professionally done. I don't know why I said it like that. And this doesn't look like a decal, either water slide or standard, which I think they've done away with the water slides in the last couple of releases. It's been some kind of new, very, very thin decal. I like it a lot. But looking at the green stripes here, the edges, they look a little bit rough. So I'm thinking, or well, maybe more hoping, that the green here is molded into the plastic. That would be cool. I don't know how they would do it. We've only seen it with, was it Grievous's eyes? And there it worked pretty well. I'm hoping for the same here. If not, I guess we'll do some painting, do some decaling, whatever. Because I kind of have mixed feelings here. Like I said, it's an astromech, it's another droid. I will take any and all. I love them. But at the same time, it just feels like Bandai's kind of just, here's another using this mold, here's another astromech, here's another protocol droid. They're getting all the money they can with the molds they have, and then they're gonna get out of town. And that makes me sad, because there's so much that could be done with this line. I'm not even gonna go through it. I'm not gonna mention, you know, what could be made. But at the same time, I'm happy to be getting another astromech. Happy, sad, aren't we all? No details yet, but it's gonna be summer, late summer, after R2-Q2 in July. I think that's the release date there. A couple of weeks ago, McFarlane Toys put up new promotional shots for some of their Fortnite figures. They put up, was it Ragnarok and AIM, and then Wildcard Red and Black. But with Wildcard, they didn't really put a lot of pictures up. It was just 1 and 1. This week, they put up new promotional shots for both red and black. Still looking good. It's a suit body. It's 7-inch scale. It'll work for, well, Wildcard Red and Black, or it'll work for whatever you want it to work for. All suit bodies in my brain eventually become custom fodder. Black comes with alternate heads of clubs and spades, while red has both hearts and diamonds. Wildcard Black with the Jewel Llama back bling and grappler, and then Wildcard Red with the cuff case back bling and crowbar harvesting tool. No set release date yet, but they're coming. I'm gonna need a couple of these, and I'm gonna need definitely an AIM or two. Not to be left out in the cold, I've been given the go-ahead to, you know, yak it up on some Jazwares 6-inch Fortnite figures. They revealed Rabbit Raider at Toy Fair. I was intrigued, I was interested. Again, I know nothing about Fortnite, but you give me a good action figure to play with, and I will play with it. Let's go through the roster for Series 1. Rabbit Raider comes with Carrot Stick Harvesting Tool, the Hard-Boiled Back Bling, a Chug Jug, Boogie Bomb, and Grenade Launcher Weapon. The Visitor has Cliffhanger Harvesting Tool, the off-world rig back bling, a grenade, and legendary assault rifle, plus a med kit. Enforcer comes with caliper harvesting tool, the subjugator back bling, a boogie bomb, and bolt action sniper rifle, plus bandages. Havoc has instigator harvesting tool, the backup plan back bling, a chug jug, grenade, and thermal scoped rifle. Wildcard with crowbar harvesting tool, the cuff case back bling, a hand cannon, and rocket launcher weapons. Skull Trooper, purple glow, has a Reaper harvesting tool, the ghost portal back bling, a large shield potion, as well as a grenade and suppressed assault rifle. You also notice extra faceplates with all the figures. Those can be swapped between all the figures, except for the Visitor. And if you take his head and pop it at the neck, you can also swap all the figures that way. Even if you don't know anything about Fortnite, like a certain asshole that's now standing right here acting like he knows a little bit about Fortnite, even if you don't know that, if you look at the figures, you'll notice a little bit of familiarity there. That's because Jazwares has former Toy Biz employees working on these. And now, when you think, oh, Toy Biz? Oh, yeah. Articulated fingers? Yeah. Articulated toes? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Also, from people that have found them and hit me up on Messenger and such, like Mr. Brummage out of Portland, they say the figures are more true 6-inch scale. So they're a little bit smaller than Legends, but about SH Figure Arts height. That totally works for me. I need them. $20 hitting right now. As far as Amazon's concerned, I think their listings go up next week. That's the official release date. Amazon also has listings for a Valkyrie, Leviathan, and Tomato Head, but it looks like those come later. They had pictures up, but it was just the game models. Nothing big there. Hasbro also sent out new promotional shots for their Walmart exclusive Marvel Legends Power and Glory or Worthy Captain America. Nothing new here, just different poses, just different shots. Like we've been seeing from Hasbro, lots and lots of promotional shots of anything they send out. This is also hitting right now in some places, but some people have said that they've seen the cases and there's a street date on it for June 1st, which is tomorrow. So if you've been looking, tomorrow may be a better start point. Speaking of Marvel Legends, Eamon O'Donoghue sent me some of the artwork that was used on the side of the Marvel Legends Hercules, Citizen V, Living Laser, and Nighthawk. I love stuff like this. Looking at the side of the package, one, you can just look down the pegs and done. But seeing those pictures, this new artwork they've been doing on the back of the box instead of promotional images, I dig it. I like it. It's a kind of a different look. But we never see the full artwork on the side of the package or on the back. Here, full picture, and it looks pretty badass. I especially like Living Laser. The electricity just, it's awesome. And then finally, I hate to talk about rumors and leaked lists and stuff, but I've been seeing this fly around for the past week. And yeah, there's some interesting stuff on there, but you guys know me. I want to see pictures. I want to see actual stuff. In list form, my brain just goes, they can change that at any time. It's not officially announced. And then it turns into a thing of 2 years later, people are all like, well, what about when Hasbro said they were going to do this? They never said they were going to do that. This is just a list that they sent out to retailers, but that doesn't mean they told us. I also see people getting up in arms. Well, surprise, surprise. But they're getting angry that most of the figures on this list seem to be just like easy reuse or repaints. The fan channel exclusives are a perfect outlet for that. Do you want to see this stuff in a regular wave where people will also bitch about, why is that taking a spot in a wave? That could have went to so-and-so's classic look that was used for 3 issues in 1971. Here is the perfect spot. Fan channel. The people who want it can get it. The people who don't can skip it. Nobody's forcing you to buy anything. You do not need to buy every figure in a line just because you collect it. Plus, it allows Hasbro to get a little bit more mileage out of the molds. Not that they're known for one-off sculpts and never coming back to it, but this is another outlet for that. It's another outlet for more figures, more variants, different looks. The fan channel. And with Fan Channel, you just go on, pre-order it, forget it, you're done. And yes, that's another Wolverine, and yes, that's another Deadpool. Another Wolverine, another Deadpool. Yeah, gimme. Give me all of them. I don't care. I love this shit. Moral of the story, people are gonna gripe. Okay, no, that's a given. People are always gonna gripe. But on top of that, you don't have to like everything. You're not gonna like everything. I don't like everything that comes out. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean it sucks. Somebody else wants that. Somebody else may want it. And that's okay. It's a weird-ass hobby we got. So that's it for this week. Me ending on a rambling thing of what I've been reading for the past couple of days. Just do what you want. Be happy. Or give yourself a stroke. If that makes you happy, just rage into the ether until you just keel over. If that makes you happy, more power to you. Now, there's probably going to be another Marvel reveal from Hasbro this weekend. Probably tomorrow night. We'll see what it is. Last week it was Monopoly. I don't care for Monopoly, so Monopoly sucks! This week, hopefully it's toys. Hopefully it's something cool. And apparently with my newfound moat that I've put in front of my castle, I'll be here just clicking and refresh. So if you enjoyed this weekly, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. If you were offended by any comments in this video, please forward your complaints to